This is Bruce Friedman of Adult Site Broker, and welcome to Adult Site Broker Talk, where every week we interview one of the movers and shakers of the adult industry and discuss what's going on in our business. Plus, we give you a tip on buying and selling websites. This week we'll be talking to Anthony Rivera of AJ Studios and the LAL Expo. First of all today, let's cover some of the news going on in our industry. An alliance between Pineapple Support and Cam Studio, the Webcam Labs, has connected over 200 performers in Colombia and other South American countries with free and low-cost mental health services. The two groups made the announcement last week in a joint statement. The main goal is to promote positivity by talking about the problems that people can have in this type of industry. The office is in the city of Cali. Currently, due to the worldwide pandemic, psychological support is being provided virtually via Skype and WhatsApp. And in this way, they're able to mitigate the anxiety caused by COVID-19. You'll be hearing more about the Webcam Lab when Webcam Lab and AJ Studios owner Anthony Rivera is interviewed later. In the UK last week, the Cambridge Union, a 205-year-old debating society connected to the UK's Cambridge University, hosted a debate concerning online pornography. The debate was scheduled months ago to occur live in Cambridge, but was relocated to Zoom due to COVID-19 related travel and social distancing protocols. 6 debaters presented timed speeches, 3 against online pornography and 3 in favor. The moderator allowed no questions or interaction between the debaters. The debate seemed from the beginning tilted in favor of the anti-porn position. Having been named, "This House Regrets Online Pornography," promoted by the Cambridge Union with a photograph linking porn with rape and giving the opening statement to a representative of religiously motivated anti-porn lobby, NCOSE, formerly known as Morality in Media. You can find the entire video of the debate on xbiz.com. Now let's feature our property of the week that's for sale on Adult Site Broker. We're selling a rapidly growing bukkake pay site. The site started in 2015. This is a very rare amateur bukkake site that's based in the U.S. The content features local, amateur, and never-before-seen girls doing gangbangs and bukkake. There is no other site out quite like it. It's very unique and the style is in high demand. They've been able to be quite successful without much marketing, which leaves a tremendous opportunity for a new company to come in and build the site up even further. The sale also includes their clip store. Their retention rate is outstanding, and the site has many loyal members. This is a tremendous opportunity for either an existing company or a new one trying to break into this industry. The site has been reduced in price to only $158,000 due to the owner looking for a quick sale and a move into a mainstream project. Now time for this week's interview. Today on Adult Site Broker Talk, I'm speaking to Anthony Rivera, the owner of AJ Studios and also the LAL Expo, also known as the Latin American Adult Business Expo. Anthony, thanks for being with us today on Adult Site Broker Talk.
No, thanks Bruce for inviting me. Great to be part of this project.
No problem. Well, I'm going to start out with a bit about the LAL Expo from your website. LAL Expo is the biggest adult industry event in Latin America and one of the largest adult events worldwide. Their main goal is to provide a space for their attendees and sponsors to create business relationships, get training, promote their brand, and grow hand in hand to generate a position in the market. LAL Expo has seminars, panels, activities, and parties. Also, you can meet sponsors in their booths. Plus, they have the LAL Expo Awards, which are held on the last day of the event. Each year, LAL Expo attracts a growing international and Latin American base of approximately 1,500 business professionals from a wide range of companies, including billing, mobile, ad networks, pay site programs, designers, software, e-payment providers, marketing, photography, talent agencies. Let me get my breath here. SEO, video productions, apps, programming, and more. So, Anthony, Tell us more about, obviously you had your event in February. Tell us how that went.
Oh no, actually it was a great success. We had a record attendance this year. We passed 3,800 attendees. So that's 3,800 attendees.
Wow.
So it was really good. We were very fortunate at the dates because it was right before all this coronavirus situation hyped up on media, and it started getting worse. So we didn't have to deal with that situation. So the show it went out really smooth. We had a really good turnout. We had also about over 80 sponsors. So altogether, it was a great success show. Also, this was the first year that we actually had the local government support the show, and they actually did the opening speech for the event. So
I'm clapping because the year I went, what happened.
yeah, those different times. Yeah, but we've been doing the last three years in Cali.
Right.
So the local government in Cali, it's a lot more open, and they understand more the business that our industry brings to the country and all the positive aspects that we sure. We provide to the country. So yep, it was a pretty good show, and we're looking forward for next year again in February. Hopefully, if this situation is still we overcome this whole pandemic situation.
Oh, we can only hope. So how is everything in Colombia right now?
Well, I would think good. Compared to other countries, I think the president was smart. Right about the middle of March, he declared basically a lockdown for the whole country. So we've been on lockdown for 9 weeks. So that's helped, control more the spread of the disease, of the pandemic over here in Colombia. And we are about, last time I checked, we're like about 8,000 cases, but we already have like 3,000 recoveries. So, I would like to say positive compared to other countries.
Sure.
But it has been difficult, of course, because it's been 9 weeks basically that the country has been locked down. So a lot of industries are suffering. A lot of people are suffering because they live on. This is not a rich country, so sure. A lot of people live on the day-to-day economy. So it's been hard for a lot of families, a lot of the population, and a lot of the companies. But in terms of health, I think we have managed to, at least control from growing as we've seen in other countries.
That's awesome. So let's talk about you. How did you get started in this crazy business?
Well, it's kind of an interesting story, I guess. So before I got into the industry, I was in the travel and consulting business. Initially, we owned a marriage agency. I'm not sure you're familiar with what was a marriage agency. That was kind of the previous days of the dating site. So basically, it was a kind of a dating site business model.
Like a matchmaking type of thing?
Yeah, correctly. So we had a marriage agency where we were bringing over mostly Americans. It was most of the marketing, and actually our partner was in Texas. So we would do all the marketing in the U.S. and the tours. We would do tours where we would bring guys over to Colombia, Panama, and Peru. And we would do events where we would do basically that, like a matchmaking between the American clienteles and local women that were interested in meeting foreigners for marriage, for serious reasons. So that's what we did for a couple of years. So since that was our main business, we had a lot of our customers that we would do maybe like 2 tours a year in Colombia, and about 100 clients every tour. And from every tour, we would, of course, have a lot of those clients that would just keep coming to Colombia throughout the year, and they needed different types of services. So we started up a boutique or upscale bed and breakfast in Colombia. It was called Castle Cali. It was actually kind of very popular down in travel forums and back in the days. And it was basically a bed and breakfast where we offer accommodation services. But besides accommodation, We also offer them a wide range of services such as private interpreters, bilingual car service, private investigators, consulting on purchase of real estate, or investment opportunities in Colombia. So one of our clients from that business came to Colombia with a project to set up a cam studio, and back then we had no idea what was a cam studio all about and what was this whole thing about the cam industry. So he just hired us to help him get started and hire us with a 1-year management support contract. So that's basically how I came in contact with the adult industry and specifically with the cam industry.
Interesting. So tell us about AJ Studios. I know you guys are, I think, the biggest in Colombia, right?
Yep.
Okay. How many studios and models are in your company now?
So we AJ Studios, we started in 2009 officially. We started with a 5-room studio. So we were a very small operation, but currently we have grown to be nine direct studios, meaning those are, when I mean direct studios, are studios that we own and have full control. That's all together over 100 rooms and over 250 studio models. But besides this, we also have a large group of satellite models. When we call satellite models, we mean models that work from their homes, but they are affiliated to our company, so we provide different types of guidance and support. Affiliate models, we're about 400 affiliate models. And then finally, one of our biggest business model right now, it's the network of affiliate studios, which is it's similar to a franchise business model. It's not specifically a franchise, but similar. We currently have over 300 affiliate studios, so we provide them also a full range of support and training services. And so altogether speaking, like if we count everything, our studios, our satellites, and our affiliate studios, we're already close to the 3,000 models altogether.
God, wow.
Yeah.
That's insane. What would you say is the biggest difference between a Colombian studio and a studio in other parts of the world?
Well, I would look at it more as a country. I mean, when it comes down to models, the beauty of the Colombian woman, makes perfect this business in the country. So, I mean, for nobody, it's a secret that foreign men, have this fascination for Latin women. So, that's a really good aspect. And Colombia is also a country with a lot of socioeconomic difficulties, has high levels of corruption, poverty. So many young women see in webcam modeling the opportunity to improve their quality of life, pay for college, help their families, have financial independence. So, in addition to this, I mean, the currency exchange also makes the webcam business very attractive, for both studios and models. So that's some of the key components of why the cam industry is so big in Colombia compared to maybe other parts of the world.
Mm-hmm. So tell us about the Webcam Lab. I've heard about it, but what's it all about?
Yeah, well, so since we've been growing so big with our affiliate studios network, we decided to do like a brand separation. And we have our AJ Studios brand where we manage everything that has to do with our own direct studios and our satellite models. So basically, AJ Studios is our model brand. And then we created this new brand called the Webcam Lab, where we wanted to focus it more on the affiliate studios aspect and the service aspect. So the Webcam Lab is one of my latest projects. It's basically, I did a complete separation, like as far as staff, offices. So for the Webcam Lab specifically, like we built 24,000 square feet in total locations in Bogota, Medellin, Pereira, and Cali. That's the 4 major cities in Colombia. And that's where we have the headquarters for the Webcam Lab, which basically it's a studio support or training services center. On one side, that's for the local market, and then on the international side, we structure it as a first BPO and co-working service center for the adult industry. So basically, it's each location. has a reception, a waiting room, cafeteria, conference, meeting room for 15 people. We have a seminar salon for 150 to 200 people. We have a full photography and video studio set. We have tech staff, cleaning staff, photo and video staff. So all this infrastructure, and where we provide different services to all our network of affiliate studios on one side, and then for some of our international clients. So basically, the main objective that I have with the Webcam Lab is to create spaces for the proper attention and service of webcam studios in Colombia. And second, to generate co-working and BPO spaces for international companies. So we are currently assisting some companies interested in penetrating the Latin American market with services like staffing, setting up Spanish or bilingual support teams or call centers, payments management for Colombia, marketing campaigns, training workshops, legal and accounting services, among others. I mean, so it's a pretty big project. That's one of my biggest projects. I mean, I have a pretty good clients, like top industry companies right now. There are clients of the project, such as Bonga Cams, Cam Soda, Pornhub, Fan Central, and Diva Traffic, just to name a few.
Fantastic. So now let's talk about LAL Expo. When did you get the show started, and why did you decide to do it?
Well, LAL Expo was a project we started in 2014, and it was basically like our first year was a test. So the 2014 event edition was basically a local gathering for studios and models. And this first edition, we had 545 attendees, so we saw a lot of potential. And then from 2015, we basically launched it as a full trade show. And right now we're going to our 8th edition next year. The success of the expo has grown, more than I could hope for. All the top brands, all the top companies support and sponsor it. And initially we created it focused just for the cam industry, because that's what the business, my main business, and that's the biggest industry we find here in Colombia. So initially it was created as a platform for studios, models, and professionals of the live cam industry to collaborate and do business. And then since it grew beyond our expectation, and I saw that the event could and has expanded outside of live cams, since 5 years ago, we basically started welcoming companies and professionals from all verticals of the adult industry. And I mean, nowadays the show it's a show for all the adult industry, any niche. Still, we have a lot of I would say our biggest strength is camps, because again, that's the biggest market here in Colombia. We're Romania and Colombia, the two biggest camp hubs. So, but we have different types of sponsors, different types of attendees, and we have a seminar for all different types of topics. So, and that's in the networking and educational side. But we also have, we're very famous for all of our exciting excursions and parties that should not be missed.
Absolutely. So your next show is the 25th through the 29th of this month, and with the coronavirus, you've made the show virtual. So tell us about the LAL Virtual Expo.
Yeah, well, so besides our Colombian event, which is our main show, we were gonna launch this year our first USA edition, but that had to be postponed. And then, so besides our LAL Expo Colombia and USA, we also do what we call LAL Expo workshops, which are 4 mini, smaller events that we do locally in Colombia throughout the year in different cities. And the reason we do this is because the local market likes to learn and be updated on recent topics constantly, and not have to wait a year for the main event. Also for the sponsors, because so they can have a presence and interaction with the Colombian market more frequently. So we do these editions of local LAL Expo workshops. But again, since this coronavirus situation, we had our first workshop scheduled for for May this month. And since that's not possible, we decided to go ahead with the virtual edition, so we could still, offer the audience and the sponsors, an opportunity to do some business and learn. So we're doing the LAL Expo virtual edition, and we're focusing the event it's focused for the Latin American market. So all the schedule and presentations will be in Spanish. The event will take place the 25th to 29th, so basically it's a Monday, Friday, and we're doing the schedule 3 hours per day, so people do not get bored sitting on the computer many hours. So we're only keeping it to 3 hours per day. It would take place since we're focusing on the Latin American market. It's taking place between 5 p.m. and 8 p.m. Colombian time. And it's going to be mainly an educational event. So we are not going to do the Zoom style where everyone wants to turn on the cam and mingle around. We're just doing all presentations. We're going to be a speaker broadcast only, and a chat box. We will do a Zoom thing separate for like networking on one of the days. But basically, we're focusing more on the educational aspect. Everyone sign up will get an email and SMS notification once we start every presentation. The audience will be it's going to be mainly models and studios, so we're focusing the schedule on cam topics. And so far, the feedback has been very great. People are very hungry for knowledge and connecting with the community in some way during this isolated time. So yeah, we're estimating an online audience of 600 to 1,000 people, on average during the full week.
Now, how would you currently describe the cam culture in Colombia? What about Colombia makes it perfect for webcams?
Okay, so I would say, again, like what we were talking before, there's a few components. They are very, very important that makes this industry very, very, very attractive. Like I mentioned before, I mentioned the beauty of the Colombian woman. I mentioned all the social, economic situations, and the currency exchange. But the cam industry it's becoming, more and more competitive. So models and studios need to be more creative, offer unique types of shows and experiences to their members. I mean, the days of successful amateur cam models, I would say, will soon be gone. And the market now demands professional cam models who are willing to invest more time and more money to be in the upfront of the competition. So the sex component is in camming. I would say it's losing importance, and components like friendship, social, and strict interaction and entertainment is becoming the main focus, is to catch the big whales on cam. So models basically need to engage members by sparkling new areas of interest and interaction. By example, we see nowadays models coming up with games, musical, theatrical performances. So something like all this and something that will help all these aspects. It will be like we're seeing right now, development of new technologies and product innovations. They can be used in the live cam arena, such as we're seeing like a lot of VR, interactive sex toys, smart accessories, clothing, cameras. So all this is coming into place, and it's making the industry more professional. So that Colombia, it's getting, it's in the trend. And we're seeing the industry becoming more and more professional every day. And that's also helping, the country stay in the leadership worldwide.
Sure. Now, are you seeing any issues or roadblocks in the Colombian cam space these days?
Well, I would say one of the main challenges we have here is the absence of legislation that regulates the activities of our industry. So this kind of leaves into limbo those who are part of it, and in turn leaves the country, I would say, without receiving corresponding taxes as a result of our exercise. The lack of regulation not only affects the Colombian government, but it also puts in a disadvantage a lot of the men and women who work daily and who do not have the protection and benefits they enjoyed by a common employee, as medical benefits, justifications to applying for a loan, financial institutions, etc. So, in view, since Colombia is mostly a moralistic society, which in many cases they associate the webcam business with illegal activities. One of the projects that we started a few years ago as well is we call it the Colombian Association of E-commerce for Adults, ASOCEA. And basically the mission of that we're doing is, seeking better opportunities for the companies and the industry. So the association has been developing some lobbying and some relationship with the government, where we're, trying to come up with a common regulation for the industry that is beneficial for us and beneficial for the government. So basically, and at the end of the day, where we're aiming for is sustainable development and a good business environment to improve the competitiveness of our company, of the companies in our industry. So I would say that's one of the major roadblocks.
Well, that's awesome. You're doing that. You're taking it upon yourself to do that.
Well, it's not just us. I mean, we were one of the leaders of the project, but as an association, we have over 100 studios that are part of it.
Wow.
And in the 100, we have one of the largest groups, who are supporting the project. So.
Okay. So, well, it sounds like a great project. How has the Colombian market grown the last couple of years?
Well, Colombia started many years ago. It was first very amateur, low quality, but that was the beginning that basically allowed the industry to develop and start investing more in infrastructure, technology, human talent. Another factor that plays the country in the spotlight, as I was mentioning before, is that the Colombian models were very different than the stereotype that represented the Romanians or American models. On one hand, the typical warmth of Latinas, and on the other, the accent, the curvilinear, and body, which were very attractive for users. So this kind of start allowing the growth and expansion of the industry. Right now, we're estimating. We estimated today about 30,000 people are dedicated or working in the camera industry. So the growth of the webcam.
That's just in Colombia?
That's just in Colombia. Yeah.
Oh my God.
So the growth of the webcam industry, will continue for many years, but Colombia remains, like, when we talk in terms of revenue, like two leaders are Romania and Colombia, but Colombia remains behind Romania in terms of revenue. And I would say that the road to match it would depend on the ability for the models to overcome the obstacles of the language barrier. That's one of the most obstacle we find with Colombian women. It's very different in like Europe, where it's very common to English as a second language, or even 3-4 languages. So I would say overcoming this, Colombian cam girls and the market in general could become the world leader.
Now, are you doing anything in your company to impact that, or offering English lessons or anything like that?
Yes, I mean we do offer English lessons, but it's very difficult because I would let's say we have different sessions or models for the English classes, and we'll start the first class with 50 models. Then in 2 weeks we down to 30 models. Then so they're very hard for them to be, to give the importance that they have to this. And so the way we overcome this in our case, we still give them lessons and we offer it, but the way we found our solution is we have bilingual monitors or broadcast assistants. So in our case, for every 5 models, there's a dedicated person, which we call them a monitor or broadcast assistant, who works with those 5 models all the time while they're online and when they're offline, and they become like a personal assistant. And those broadcast assistants are bilingual, so they're kind of give a lot of support when the models don't understand something in the chat rooms or have some difficulty. They're there on site, they're watching everything, and they're helping the girls. They're not translating, because a lot of people think they're the ones typing. No, but they're helping them with the English aspect, and that has worked better for us than trying to get all the models to actually put the dedication and learn the language.
I would say more the motivation, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Cam, I hate to say this, but cam models aren't known as the most motivated people in the world. Let's just leave it at that.
Yeah, it's very hard.
I don't have to tell you that. So, what are your tips to other Colombian studios that want to succeed and grow in this industry?
All right. Well, a few. AJ Studios. I would say we have a win-win philosophy. And I think this is one of the number one reasons that we have so many successes and become the largest webcam company in South America. We believe that everyone in the day-to-day operations are valuable for the success of the business. So if we take care of our employees, they will be loyal and take care of the business. So that's it sounds like common sense, but you will be surprised to find so many studios that don't give the proper importance to the employees and their human talent and their models. So that's a very important.
That's just business in general, my friend.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
What percentage of businesses really give a damn about their employees?
Yeah, and then a few other more specific tips. I would say, cam modeling. I would say it's something like 60% personality and 40% physical, because this is basically we're in a relationship service. So charming and creative personalities are a must. The rest, I would say, secondary, because a lot of studios go on they just want to focus on the 9 and 10 models. Right. But it turns out that the 6 and the 7s could be making more money than the 9 and 10s because they have that more charming personality and they're more disciplined. So just they have to keep that in mind. I would say, basically, at the end of the day, it's invest on your human talent and invest on your infrastructure. Right now, we're in a very competitive market, as I mentioned before. So models are looking for studios that can offer them that value, not just a room with a computer and a camera. So you must focus on training the human talent. Making sure they become more professional, making sure they can innovate with new types of shows, new types of rooms, new types of everything, new types of toys, new types of clothing. Sure. And so, that was in a nutshell. Basically, just invest back, because we find a lot of studios that do not want to invest back into the business, into their studio. They just stay with the same rooms for years, the same computers, the same cameras. They want to give the models the less they can, and those days are gone. Right now you got to really invest in the business to be to keep up and to be in the leadership.
I think those are all good pieces of advice for any business that wants to succeed, my friend. Well, Anthony, I'd like to thank you very much for being on Adult Site Broker Talk today, and I hope we'll be able to get you back on for a future show.
No problem, Bruce. Thank you, God, for the invitation. I hope to see you in maybe Colombia next year, I guess, because this year...
I hope you'll see me there soon, too, my friend.
All right, man. Thank you very much, Bruce. Okay. Take care.
My broker tip today has to do with what to do to make your site more valuable for when you decide to sell it later. This will be a multi-part series. First, make sure you're converting as much of your traffic as possible. Traffic's expensive. Whether it's from search engines, review sites, or affiliate traffic, you paid a lot for this traffic. So make sure that when someone lands on your site, you give them every opportunity possible to either spend money or do whatever it is you want your visitors to do. In the case of a pay site, make sure your billing options allow as many people as possible to buy. Have multiple ways to pay. In North America, most everyone has a credit card, but in other parts of the world, credit cards aren't used nearly as much. In Europe, for instance, credit card usage is low, so look for billing options that will match the areas where your traffic comes from. In Europe, ACH and debit cards are used a lot. In Africa and other developing countries, many people pay by mobile. Do your homework and find out how people pay in the regions you get most of your traffic. It will make you more money. The worst thing you can do is get a visitor, have them want to buy, but since you don't have their preferred way to pay, they can't buy. So if you're looking for suggestions, feel free to get in touch with me via my website. Along with this is to improve your user experience. Make your site attractive and easy to navigate. People have more options than ever these days. I can't tell you how many sites I go to, even some that are owned by large companies, where the navigation isn't obvious to the user. You poke around the site for what seems like an eternity to do something that should be relatively easy. Keep it simple. Before you launch any changes to your site, ask your friends to go to the site and check it out. Unfortunately, designers and tech geeks don't think like us. You need real people to look at your site for you. The same kind of people will be visiting your site. Next, make a good offer. If you're selling something and the offer isn't good, you won't make money. It's plain and simple as that. And if your offer is to contact you or to get more information, then make the offer attractive and easy to understand. If you're selling something, make buying easy. Show them an easy way to buy and then leave. Help them by making suggestions on what to buy. Amazon.com is the best at this. They always have suggestions on what to buy based on your buying and browsing history. They use AI to do this. There are AI engines available these days at a modest cost. Look into this if you can. Don't clutter up your site with unnecessary items, buttons, and images. Keep it as simple as possible. The best and most successful sites are the simplest ones, the ones that lead you to take the action you'd like them to do. It's not that hard. Just remember, when you're putting together any site, try to think through the buying process like a human being. Whatever you do, don't turn over that process to your designer. Don't just say, build me a site. What you'll get out the other end will not give you what it is you're looking for. Give them as much direction as possible and make it easy for them to build a site for you that makes your business succeed. We'll talk more about this next week. And next week we'll be talking to Joey Gabra of New Media Services. And that's it for this week's Adult Site Broker Talk. I'd once again like to thank my guest, Anthony Rivera. Talk to you again next week on Adult Site Broker Talk. I'm Bruce Friedman.